And so our greeting in our programs is a Zulu word, Sawubona, which means I see you or we see you. And really the deep level of that means we see the gift, the strength, the beauty that you were born to bring into this world. And if we can see it, then you can claim it. And it's a deep witnessing that invites young people to be their highest self. And that's what is at the center of our model of mentoring. It's bringing adults into the lives of youth, not to give them advice about what kind of job to get or how to get better grades or things like that. Those might be ancillary benefits, but to see who they really are at their core so that they have a reason to want to grow into something big and beautiful and powerful and strong. And in order to be effective at that, we've learned that that has to take place in a community environment. We call it instant community, where we get 20 to 30 young people and 20 to 30 adults together, and they meet on a regular basis. Because Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, taught us that there's a hierarchy of needs, and if you're looking for self-actualization, you're not going to get there without a level of esteem. But esteem has to be built on a foundation of belonging. And so the mentor brings esteem, but they need that supportive community of belonging. And when that happens, you have youth being mentored by all kinds of adults, and vice versa, by the way, because of the magic of what happens when you create a strong, gelled community. So once you have mentors and mentees and you create a community, then there needs to be a process for young people to step into their life. And so we take them up to the mountain and we do rites of passage or initiation ceremony, where the three parts are separation, challenge, and then reintegration or celebration of the new person. So, and that mirrors. So we do ritual to we separate them both emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Literally, we go away to the mountains, and then at some point they're faced with it's not canoeing and archery. It's face the shit that's been messing up your life. And that's a bigger challenge than the ropes course and some of the other stuff we do. And then we mark that with a big ritual on the boys' side, where they might have to literally stand in front of the fire and stay there until they've burned off everything that they need to leave on the mountain. Or take a cold plunge into a 50-degree, river, and then walk 300 yards back to the cabin, just to signify that they're willing to make that bold move for their life. And then we have to celebrate what they accomplished. So in Julius' case, he needed to go through, his initiation was juvenile hall. And he needed to come back and be recognized for the leader that we had discovered in our conversation. And so we had that community for him to come back into, which is why our mentoring model works so well. And he had a place to practice and play with those leadership abilities and skills until they were needed to do something really important in his life. So that's kind of in a nutshell what our process is all about. And so the mentor training, the 30-second mentor training, was written by Hafez, a 14th century mystic, when he said, "There's a beautiful creature living in a hole you have dug. So at night I put fruit and grains and pots of wine and milk beside your soft earthen mounds. And sometimes I even sing. But still, my dear, you do not come out. I have fallen in love with someone who hides inside you. We should talk about this problem. Otherwise, I will never leave you alone."